Hello everyone, how we doing? I'm Adam from Three Count Radio, and today we have the plucky underdog Ethan Kelly. How you doing, mate?
Hi mate, how are you doing? I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic, mate. Not too bad at all. Can't complain. How have you been recently? What have you been up to
Oh,
other than
uh,
wrestling?
honestly, apart from wrestling, the wrestling side of things, I've really been having a lot of time to focus on myself, to try and build me as a person. This is nothing to do with wrestling, but as a person, I've really tried to develop myself into trying to put a better side of me than there was in the lockdown, because in the lockdown I wasn't in the right mindset, and
Mhm.
probably a lot of people were the same. So yeah, I've took a long time to just really connect with myself a lot more.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes perfect
yeah,
sense. Yeah, I don't blame you. Like, me, mind over matter is up there first, then everything else.
that's it exactly. That's how I've always been. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Well, talking lockdown, um, through lockdown, you got yourself into tremendous shape.
yeah,
Props to you,
yeah.
respect to you, mate, because it's not
Thank
easy.
you, thank you,
That's no
thank you.
problem at all, mate. I'm just curious what your drive was, because we've seen it with a few other. I've asked similar questions to other wrestlers on my podcast, but I always find it interesting to find the individual journeys and stories of each person.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think what the main point was that lockdown happened. We couldn't go training, couldn't do shows,
Mhm.
so I kind of had a lot of time to myself and think like, look, I want to develop myself. Like I said before, mentally, but I'm talking about more the physical side here. And it really drove me to, because I watched a lot of matches back that I had, and I wasn't happy with the shape I was in. I was skinny. I was small, skinny. Uh, so I've kind of thought to myself, and I was like, I've got all this time now. And I actually contacted one of my mates. He's practicing to, he's in uni and he's practicing like personal training, diet, stuff like that. So I gave him a message and I said, look, just hammer me with all the fitness and diet, because I want to put some weight on now. Because I've always been into fitness, but I've not took it as seriously as I should have done, which was a bad mistake. But now I'm taking it very, very seriously, and I'm happy with the progress at the minute, but I'm not satisfied yet. I'm a perfectionist. I'm never truly, never truly happy with anything until I perfect it. So that's the way how I am.
I understand that completely. I've never really been too much of a perfectionist. So there are a few things I'd like to think I'm a perfectionist at, this being
Yeah,
one of them, I think. But
yeah, definitely.
that I've always been one of those people where if I've done my best, I'm usually happy with the outcome.
Yeah,
But I completely understand wanting to be a
mm,
perfectionist, that burdening yourself up mentally and physically,
yeah,
and because makes perfect sense. And
mhm,
over lockdown, it was it was difficult over
yeah,
lockdown, difficult
very.
times for us, for everyone, and
Mhm,
fair props to get yourself into that physical shape, because
yeah,
it's it's tough. It's tough, but
it's very tough. Yeah,
yeah, it's get it, there.
yeah.
I can tell you, I promise I'm a professional.
Here you go, your limits.
Yeah, I have myself been trying to get into the gym myself and try to get that routine, but it's the routine that's the
That's
thing.
it.
That's
Yeah,
the thing that gets you into it. As soon as you
yeah,
get the routine down and the diet, everything else follows.
yeah. Exactly, exactly. It's
Yeah,
like one of those things where it's you do something so often that it's like you don't even think about it anymore. It's like with training.
yeah.
I'm like, I go there, but I don't really think about like, oh, this, I'll do this, gotta do that. I'm like, okay, I'm doing this again, but not in a bad way. I'm not like taking it for granted, because I do not take wrestling for granted whatsoever. I absolutely love what I do. It makes me happy. But yeah, um, it's like one of those things, isn't it? It's just routine. Get used to it, go over it and over it. And it's just second nature, really, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. That's when it becomes that's when you're happy with it, and
Yeah,
when you get to that point where there's a potential chance of taking it for granted and you don't, that's when it becomes a lifestyle rather than, okay, I've got
so
to
yeah,
get up and do this, I've got to go up and do this and this. It just becomes part of your day. It just becomes a lifestyle at that point. And that's when you can sit back and smile, isn't it?
yeah, of course. It's like I read this quote. It was a while ago. I can't remember who it's from, but it was someone from America. That's all I know. But they said it's like one word changes the way how you live your life. And it's like, say you've got a job or wrestling or gym or anything. If you say, "Oh, I've got to go to work," say that for example, and you change one word, it clicked in my mind, and it was just one word, and it was, "I get to go to work." You know, it's that's I don't know. Maybe I'm just going off on one ear,
Nah,
but
nah, I'm
no, it's just one single word. It just, I think, yeah, I do. I get to go to work. I'm lucky enough to have a job. I'm lucky enough to train and do shows and this and other. So I'm very lucky for who I am at the minute. Oh, my phone's going again. Bear with me. My phone keeps slipping on its own for no reason.
it's all right, don't worry about it at all, mate. You are absolutely bang on though. Like it makes perfect sense. And I'm personally of the mindset of a healthy mind is a healthy life. And that is
Of
a perfect way of
course.
your outlook. Your outlook on your life means everything. And
Hmm.
the way you look at a day, you could have, yeah, take the other day, for example, take Monday, as we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
talking just before this, just before we went live, flipping heck, we
yeah,
I had an amazing day because I I don't want to be sound too egotistical, but I'm really
no, go for it,
proud
go
of the
for it.
entrance that I made. That
Great, and you should be. Yeah,
I was walking home. Well, I was walking back to the train station with a smile on my face. I was really happy. I was like, I had
yeah,
beaten my step, and then I woke up the next day, and motivation was shot. It's gone. So I was like, oh. So it's with each day, it's very easy for you to for that motivation just to go
yeah.
like that. It is easy. So to have an outlook like that, to change that one word is, yeah, absolutely brilliant.
That's it, definitely. And it's the stuff like that, like what you just said to me then, that really makes me happy. Okay, wrestling's one thing, but it's when people say, "I feel amazing after doing this," or "I feel amazing after completing this session or learning something new." That's what like really makes me feel happy and makes me feel lucky to be in this industry that we're in.
Yeah,
So it's always seeing people achieve things they wanted to do and feel happy within themselves. That what really makes me very
yeah.
fortunate to be part of British wrestling, because it's amazing. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Oh, it's incredible. It truly is.
Yeah,
It's immersive. It's just like you're able to be a superhero version of yourself.
that's it.
And it's
Exactly.
amazing. As I said before, I've only been training for a month now, but it's wonderful. And it's everything about it is just incredible.
Yeah.
On Monday, because Chris only has these sessions the first Monday of every month, doesn't he? So this is my
Mhm.
first time dipping into the creative side
Yeah.
for me. And it was just when the music was building and building, and I was like behind that door. It's like the Lord I was behind that door because I was just bouncing like that. I was just
Yeah.
really amped
So was
up.
I. Yeah.
It really, I kind of got a taste of how it must feel before you come out. Now, of course, it's
Yeah.
different coming out to a live audience, but it was, oh, it was mental to me, mental. Like,
Yeah.
so, yeah, yeah, like the only way is up,
That's
and
it. Exactly.
it's
Always
amazing.
think that way.
Yeah.
Always think that way.
Now, You, of course, when you were training, you trained with two of the best to ever lace up a pair of boots at Fighting Spirit in the Grizzled Young Veterans.
Yeah.
Oh, not long ago, about 5 months ago, give or take, we
Mhm.
learned, of course, we learned that they had to close the doors. I asked Leon about this, and he gave I say he gave a sentiment about it, and I know you
Yeah.
trained with them as well. I was just curious what fighting spirit means to Ethan Kelly.
Oh, I could go on about this all day. I could literally go on about this all day, but I'll try and go from the start upwards. So when I first started and going upwards, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So basically, when I was 14, I've loved wrestling my entire life since I was about 3 or 4, I think it was. I've loved wrestling my entire life, but I've never actually had the gut to start. But for some reason, when I turned 14, I was like, I really, really want to start. Like, I just had an inner drive to just start because, I was getting bullied at school at the time, and everyone was like, "Oh, this is fake," and I was like, it didn't bother me really because I was like, okay, but what's it got to do with your life? And sorry, excuse me, but yeah. So I was 14, and I said to someone, "Look, I really want to start professional wrestling," and she was happy with that. She knew that watching it just made me happy by itself. So we looked online, we've seen a few schools. We saw Fighting Spirit and a few others. I can't remember the names. But I actually came across Fighting Spirit once, but I only looked at it briefly and I was like, I don't know, because I was 14 at the time. I didn't know if anyone would accept a 14-year-old being there. So I let it go and kept looking. But then we actually went back to the Fighting Spirit website and I just said, look, let's just give it a go. Give them an email, say I'm 14. And they were happy to take me on. So yeah, the next day I came to training and I wasn't intimidated because I feel like the way how they were at Fighting Spirit, they treat everyone equally and like a family. So yeah, I turned up training and everyone was amazing. Everyone was so kind, so welcoming. But when I say I got thrown in the deep end, I mean I got thrown in the deep end proper hard. Next day, couldn't walk, and I had school the next day too. So I was just walking around like a robot, just not being able to move. But that didn't put me off. See, that's usually the part where people are like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore because it can put people off. But that just drove me even more personally. So the following day after that, I turned up to the second one, and yeah, it kicked off from there. And all I can say is I am extremely grateful for what James Drake and Zach Gibson did for everyone there, not just me included, but for everyone, because you've got all these upcoming people like Chase Alexander, Cameron Solas, May to Last. You've got all those big guys that are coming up, and it's thanks to them. So yeah, it was home to me, absolutely home, and I'll always remember it. So yeah, it's brilliant, and I'm so thankful for where I am today because of them.
Yeah, yeah. You never ever ever hear a bad word said
No,
about
no,
James Drake, Zach Gibson. It's like Sam Bailey with me, right?
yeah, sounds
And
amazing.
Bitch Way
Yeah,
with me. Like those two are the main two at Future Shock. So
yeah,
it's like them with me. But I've spoken to so many people about them
yeah,
on this channel, and I can't get sick of talking about them. I just don't.
yeah,
I could talk. I wasn't trained by them, and I don't get
yeah.
bored talking about them. So I can only
No,
imagine how
no.
much you'd love to talk about. They are just
Oh yeah, definitely.
incredible. They deserve the world. Like the watching them wrestle in the ring. There were only a handful, less than a handful of teams that I've personally seen that have that chemistry, but they had tiny little intricacies of like, you look
Mm.
over there, you do this, and you look at them and think, yeah, they're a tag team. They're not just two wrestlers that have been.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
are
exactly.
they're a tag team. Like
Mm.
tiny intricacies. there's people that know wrestling, then there's Grizzled.
Yeah,
It's wonderful to see. It really
it's
is.
brilliant. And
So,
I'm not ashamed to admit it as well. But when it closed, I did cry. I was
I'm
crying for
not
like a day or
surprised at
two
all.
because I
I'm
was
not surprised.
heartbroken by it. I was absolutely heartbroken by it. But I found Future Shock, which is a bit further away. But it's at the end of the day, if it's something I want to do, I'm gonna make that extra mile just to do what I love. So I can't complain either way because they're both A-class places to go. So yeah.
Yeah. Like, the I can only imagine that Grizzled would do the same. But
Yeah.
if you have to ask, or if you need guidance, even if he's told you 100 times, if you need guidance, just for one little thing, because it's just one thing I've learned about wrestling. It's all about the tiny little intricacies. There's like
That's
a
it, yeah,
million
of
different
course.
things that go into an arm hold alone. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
tiny things.
You'd be
It's
surprised.
mental. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Be
for those of
surprised.
you who
Even
haven't trained,
yeah,
it's tough.
yeah, definitely. It's even like the movements itself. You can you can go around, sell, do all this. But if you do like the tiniest things that only like hard to put it, but the professionals, they would see that.
Yeah.
And they pick up on that and be like, I liked it. There was actually this time once with I'm going to use his wrestling name, Kaylin McCarthy, which is at the next Future Shock show, so be there.
There
So
you go.
yeah,
Get your
we did like
tickets
this
now.
little get your tickets, yeah. But yeah, we did this little like arm drag sequence, and I just did this weird thing with my hands. I was given the arm drags. I just did that. Just to, my arm's hurting, so I did that, and he picked up on that, and he was the only one that picked up on that. So yeah, I was very happy that he did because it's only a tiny little thing, but it can go a long way. That's what I'm
They're
trying
the
to
things
say.
that get you noticed, though, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're the
definitely.
things that get you noticed because you can go through the motions and look like everybody else, but then there'll just be one thing, small thing that you do, whether it be in the match, after the match, the entrance.
Yeah.
Those little things. Like I like to think of, Ty Conti in AEW.
Yes. I don't watch too much of it, so just bear with me.
No problem at all. Back when she was in NXT as well. She always did that. I did during the entrance, her
Yeah,
facial
yeah,
expressions or something. There's always something that set her apart. There's always something
yeah,
she did.
yeah.
And if you want a more well-known, better example, Gibson, full
Of
of them,
course.
full of
Yeah,
them, full of them. If anybody wants anyone to watch,
that's it. Like that
yeah,
separates the good from the professionals.
yeah,
It's the
yeah,
tiny little details that really do get you places in wrestling, and that's what I've tried doing a lot more now. Because okay, I can do a clothesline, I can do a drop kick. They're all basic stuff, but it's as you get on, that's when you start focusing on the tiny little details of wrestling, and that's what really gets you over. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Like if I'm to use an example of JJ Webb,
yeah,
because when he debuted in Future Shock, he was an underdog babyface, and he's really good at it. But
yeah.
sometimes with a gimmick like that, it's difficult because you can only go so
Of
far.
course, yeah,
His gimmick now, his run now, oh
yeah,
my god, he's one of the best heroes going on the
brilliant.
scene.
Of
Truly
course,
brilliant.
without a doubt, yeah,
You just get those little things. 'Cause there aren't many people as quick-witted. He's just got to come back all the time. And
yeah.
not only do the people at the back, just have, but the fans do as well. The
Mhm.
fans aren't stupid. The fans know. And
No, especially when you go to a Future Shock show, they're on top of the game. Progress,
yeah,
all these other well-known indie shows that have, what's the word to say? Pro wrestling fans.
yeah.
You have all of them, and they pick up on all that. But if you go
Mhm.
to like, I don't know, carnival show or something basic like that, you just get kids there really,
Yeah,
and they'll probably think that's cool, but I guess there's a certain place and time to do those tiny little movements that people like, oh, that's unique, that's cool, I like that. So, and then they start
Yeah,
remembering you more. Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
I guess it does. It caters to the audience.
yeah,
I guess that
definitely.
a certain audience. Like I've been to a few shows where there are a lot of children, so I guess you do cater to what you've got to cater to your demographic, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Obviously, I'm
Um,
not like, oh, sorry.
no, no, carry on. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it's not like, oh, I throw all the little nitty gritty parts of wrestling away just because there's children there. Like, I still do them, but that's because I'm used to doing them now. I'm not nowhere near fully accomplished everything. Nowhere near. I've got tons and tons of things I need to do still yet. But with the stuff that I know so far, I don't just throw that away because there's kids there. You know, I still do it because you never know.
Makes
You could
sense.
have one or two fans that are proper on top,
Yeah,
and they look at all that. So yeah, so I was just
makes
rambling a bit
sense.
there.
No, no,
Yeah,
no, it makes sense. It does make sense, yeah.
yeah,
And I mean, even the best are always learning, regardless. If
yeah,
you're just starting or you're elite level, like you know,
yeah,
yeah, even the best are always learning different things.
yeah, definitely.
So talking about Zach, this is wrestling. You had the
Yeah.
chance to wrestle Zach Gibson.
Hmm.
What's it like, and how does it feel wrestling? I guess your mentor, the person that taught you.
I must say, I was very nervous. I was very nervous. I was like, oh, I best be on top of my game here. I can't be slacking. I can't, do this, that. But honestly, I think at that point of time, it made me kind of click. I was like, he's beating the hell out of me. So that's when I realized that I need to change up a bit now because this has been, a lot of people have said the exact same thing that have been in a match with Gibson. They said, oh, it switches you up, it turns you on more. So at that point, I was like, okay, I am small, but I'm gonna fight hard,
Hmm.
and that's the moment when I realized that, wow, I've got Gibson here, By the way, he is a brute. He is a brute. He is such a brute, but there's no other words I can say that. It's still to this day thinking about it. I was like, is it happened or not? Because even to this day, it's been about a year and a bit. I'm still trying to process that. I've had a match with someone that's on top of the league at the minute, but no, I'm very grateful for it, and I've learned a ton from that.
It's definitely, it makes me kind of gutted I've gotten into it. I started training when I have because he is up there on a bucket list of wrestlers for me to face. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I can completely understand where you're coming from when it comes to when it comes to switching you up and making you a better person, making you a better wrestler because
yeah,
he understands it and he
yeah.
understands it. You get it. Like
Of course, yeah,
you can go out in front of a crowd that has no idea who he is, not got a clue.
yeah,
And by the end of the night, they hate him when they're taking the shoes off. It's
yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. That's it. That's like controlling the crowd. And say if I was the best heel on planet Earth, and I went out to a crowd that no one knew about me, and I put on the most heelish character that night, everyone would have me booing out the building that night. And that's what he does. He controls the crowd. He gets the crowd up, and that's what's really unique about him.
Yeah,
And his wrestling, but his character specifically is, it's amazing. It's really something to be looked at.
yeah,
It's great.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a massive mixture of old school and modern day
yeah,
mixed into
yeah.
one person, and it's genuinely so impressive. It's
He can do
brilliant.
literally about anything.
Mm.
He can do technical, all this old school, modern day. That's a great thing to have. So yeah, I'm just amazed that I got the chance to have his final match in the indie scene. So
That's mental.
yeah,
Absolutely mental.
it's great.
You have that moniker. You can
Yeah,
say that.
Yeah, I don't like bragging about it though, because I don't really like bragging about anything because I don't want to come across as, I have a big ego. Oh, I faced that Gibson. But yeah, I did. But I'm trying to I'm trying to not brag about it too much to make me look like an idiot, you know.
You're on a podcast, do it.
100 dislikes, no likes. We all hate Ethan.
No press is bad press.
No, that's it.
Honestly, means it just gets me views.
Yeah, that's it.
That
Just put a thumbnail of Gibson up there and me. Oh, yeah, it's brilliant.
And you have wrestled some legends in the business, be that Zach Gibson, Joey Hayes at Blank Canvas as well. So you
Yeah.
wrestled some elite level wrestlers. Who would you say? I think I know one name that might come up, possibly. Who would you say is one of your favorites at the moment or in the past to face in the ring? For different reasons, of course.
Yeah, I had my debut match with Bailey, and I'd class him as a legend.
Yes,
he's been on the
yes.
scene a long time, very well established. But there's also Joey Hayes that, he always says that I'm him as a kid. I don't see it personally.
I've heard that. Jim Bailey told me about that.
Yeah, I don't see it. Apparently, everyone else does though. I don't. I mean, I'm not going to take it as a bad thing, but I don't see it. But Joey was great. Joey me and him had a great match at a Blank Canvas show. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully it comes back soon because that was a brilliant show. That was.
It was, yeah.
But,
it was.
Yeah. Were you there? Were you?
Yep. And
I thought I saw you. Yeah.
I remember when you were down. I reached over and grabbed your hand when you were down and outside the ring.
Oh, was that you? Was it? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, God, that was a long time ago. But yeah, at that time though, like I had a bit of a I wouldn't say stressful weekend, but it was a bit like I've got Joey Hayes now, and next week I'm with Zach Gibson. I'm a bit like, oh, so I was nervous that night. So I've got out of that phase now though, because when I'm nervous, I don't just don't show my character, don't do anything, just focus on the match. No, I'm past that now, but I'd probably have to say Joey. Especially at this point in my career, because I'm a bit more experienced now, and I feel more comfortable being in the ring in front of people. So I'd probably have to say Joey.
Yeah, he's honestly somebody else I've never heard a bad thing said about him. He's
a lovely guy.
He's an absolute joker.
He's a lovely guy.
Don't think I've ever seen anybody so self-deprecating as him.
Yeah,
he never fails just to take the piss out of himself all the time.
Yeah, him and Danny, top-notch guys, brilliant lads.
Current future shot champions, tag team champions as well.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. That was a great match too. I loved that match. That was brilliant.
We can only get there for the second show.
Right.
Each
Okay.
time, so I didn't see the match. I don't know. Well, at this point, you'd think I don't know if it's on demand or not. If it is, the first
show
might
be on it. Yeah.
I'd like to watch the first show just to see it back because I'd like to watch that match. But
yeah,
the entire show was brilliant. Anyway, but Joey Hayes is
he's brilliant.
Yeah,
he's so calm too. That's the thing. That's another thing I love about him. Because at that stage where he is, a lot of people can be very like, "Ooh, I'm this veteran." Him, none of that. He was just such a cool guy. So I have much respect for him.
Yeah. I can't say a bad thing about Joey Hayes personally.
No.
He's a great guy. Truly is a great.
Yeah, he is.
Quite a few decent conversations with him. So no bad words.
No bad words at all.
Do you have anyone on a bucket list for you to face in the future that you haven't faced?
I've got a lot at the minute. I'm just trying to think of who I would. I would like to face Ethan Allen one day.
That sounds like a great match. The battle of who can keep the first name.
Yeah. Battle of the Ethans. But no, there's also like other up and comers like myself. There's like Alfie Brooks. I'd love to have a match of him.
Okay.
Love to have a match of him. There's also who else? This is so hard to think of because there's so many people that I would love to have a match with. But yeah, definitely one would be Ethan. Another one would be Big Joe, definitely. Big Joe, he's amazing. I love his character.
What a legend!
He's so good at what he does. Honestly,
he needs to start bulking up though, because he is turning into Big Joe.
He is. He is literally a bit. It won't be a gimmick anymore.
Genuinely,
he is. He's big.
It's mental. Like another person himself. Like there's a running theme here that these people are just sweethearts, just genuine great guys.
They are. Yeah, they are. That's the thing with wrestling. Like you can get some evil heels, but lovely in person. You know, I had a match with Isaac North a few weeks back at Superstar Pro, and he is scary in the ring. I've never really seen him in the ring before. So as soon as I saw him come through the curtains, I was like, oh, you know, it's literally like looking into a demon's eyes. It's scary, but he like him as well. Amazing guy, such a nice guy.
Yeah, I've play like. I guess it does help.
yeah. Does it? It takes the pressure away a bit when you know they're a nice person. Yeah.
I've got one. I've got two people on the bucket list, but I've got one in particular which my lighting has gone significantly later though.
Oh, don't tell me about it. Look at this. Awful. I'm in my little outhouse at the minute, working on to get peace and quiet. So sorry about that.
Fair. About it at all, not a problem. I've been told by a few people that I have a death wish for wanting this one person as a bucket list. But ever since I first saw him wrestle, I've wanted to wrestle him, and that person's Ridgeway. Yeah.
I've got a fun fact about that actually. I'll let you speak though. I don't want to go off one. I always just start going off speaking.
That's what you're here for. No problem at all.
Yeah, I guess so.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, before the second blank canvas show was going to happen, it got put on that I was supposed to be with Bailey, but before that I was actually supposed to be with Ridgeway. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, I was just praying that, you know, don't kill me, please. I've got too much of a life to live.
I watched his last match at Future Shock against Joe Kessler.
Yeah. Brutal.
He hit the living daylights out of him.
Yeah.
It was tough to watch, but also amazing to watch at the same time, if that makes any sense.
No, yeah. It's one of those ones, isn't it? It's like you see all the pain, like, oh no, I don't want to watch, but I want to watch because I like it.
Yeah, you can't help, you can't turn away. You can't help but watch. You have to watch, but it's oh my lord, like
it's hard to watch.
There aren't many like him at all.
No, definitely not.
He's tutored one training session so far, and it was an awesome session, but it's knackering.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
awesome guy, absolutely awesome guy,
brilliant guy.
Yeah, but ever since, because I'm one of the things one of the reasons why I like punk so much is because I've always been a massive fan of kick-based offense.
And
Ridgeway is massively into kick-based offense.
Oh yeah, scary.
It's brilliant. Like it's like the first time I saw him, I was like, him.
Let him kill me, please. Yeah. I think that's the person that I'd least like to have a match with. I'm joking. No, I would, but I'd just say, just put your kicks to one side, just for one match, please. I don't want any of that. But no, yeah, another one, nice guy. They all are, and that's where it should be.
It's exactly how it should be. Yeah, there should be no egos in what was,
No.
and somewhat still might be in certain areas of like around the world. It shouldn't
Yeah.
be a massively ego-driven business. It should.
No.
Everybody should look
Teamwork.
out for each other. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Everyone should look out for each
Teamwork,
other.
We're all trying to put on a show for the same audience, And
100%.
I just say to people, like, just have fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be a competition who has the best match or who does the best strikes or this, that, the other. It's just have fun. Make the crowd. This is what I always try and aim in pro wrestling. It's like, okay, I'll have a match, but my intentions are to make the audience happy. I want that kid to have a big smile on his face after the show's finished. I want him to go home happy and excited about what he's just watched, So that's why I try and make the audience's day more when having a show. So that's my main goal, to make others happy in wrestling.
Good. That's a perfectly good goal as well. Can't argue with
Yeah.
it at all, mate. Can't argue with it at all.
And I'll worry about me later.
That's one thing I think about in training. It's exactly that. So I've missed a couple due to personal reasons. So I remember when I literally got zero sleep because I couldn't sleep at all. I didn't feel well at all. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
And I wasn't when it came to messaging and saying I'm not gonna make it, this, that, the other. I wasn't thinking about me getting hurt. I was thinking about I'm not feeling 100%. I don't want to hurt somebody else.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how you should think. Just protect others just as much as you should protect yourself.
Yeah, because it's a 50-50. Like you're both in that dance together. So
exactly.
One person does something wrong, one person could get hurt. And that's one thing I'm always I know I don't want to hurt the person I'm training with. Simple reason, really, isn't it? But yeah,
that's it. That's why I say teamwork. Work with each other, not against each other, to create something that makes people happy. Yeah,
bang on. Yeah,
that's it.
What are your goals? Do you have any goals or aspirations for the future? We're coming to in September. September now, close to the end of the year. So this year and potentially next year.
Yeah, I just want to put myself out there a lot more. This is obviously another non-wrestling thing. I just want to improve myself even more as I am.
Yeah.
And with wrestling, I just want to try and be as many shows, go to as many shows as possible, and just work with other people that I love to work with. That's all I'm thinking currently at the minute.
That's simple but effective. I like it.
Yeah. I'm not aiming too much because we only got a few more months left in the year, so there's always next year. But just have to see what happens then.
Yeah, we are kind of at a point of playing it by ear at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, Ethan Kelly, is there anything you'd like to plug? Any social medias or anything you'd like to plug?
Instagram.
Upcoming events.
Oh yeah, I've got actually next few weeks. I've got shows. There's Wrestle Island, me versus Scott Oberman. I think it's the 19th September. 19th September. Be there, watch that. That's going to be an amazing match. And following week after that, there's a little festival show in Smithdown Festival in Liverpool. And then the week after that, we have got Atmosphere in Superstar Pro Wrestling in Kirby. Be down and watch that. That's going to be a great show. Instagram is Ethan Kelly _FS. Twitter, exactly the same. And that's pretty much all the platforms I have.
Fair play. Thank you very much, Ethan. I really appreciate you coming on. It's been a pleasure.
No problem. Thank you for having me, mate. I loved it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for watching at home. Day. You too. Thank you very much, and thank you.
See you later.